Okay, this is the first of 3 videos that I'm putting online this week, all concerning with what we've been doing in the past couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about 7th chords, dominants, and pivot chords. Now, again, the reason I'm doing this is because I've had one or two kind of, I won't say problems, but people just getting confused with like a few things, and I think the YouTube video is a really powerful way of just kind of getting that across. So, this video will explain what 7th chords are and how we make them. The second video will concentrate on the dominant chord and some things about that, and then the third video is our pivot chords and what we kind of do with those. Okay, so 7th chords are essentially what they are is extended harmony. Okay, now harmony is the relationship between notes. So if I play a C and an E, the harmony is a third, a major third. Extended harmony is just taking that one step further. So we know about triads. We've done triads. Hopefully you know what a triad is. Yes, we're basically turning triads into 4-note chords, or some people call them quadrads, but I don't think that's a word. So anyway, so how do we do that? What do we add? We know that a triad has the root, the third, and the fifth. So extending that, we add the 7th note, which makes a 7th chord. Okay, so first root, third, fifth, 7th. Okay, and that's basically it. That is extended harmony. That's how we make up 7th chords. Okay, now unfortunately it is more complicated than that. It always is. So let's look at how we make up 7th chords within a certain key. Now, those of you, in fact hopefully all of you, should know that with the diatonic series and how we do the diatonic series and that kind of stuff, it remains within a certain key. That's what the diatonic series is. It's telling us what chords we can use within a certain key. 7th chords are no different. You just apply the same rules you do with the diatonic series, but to 7th chords, and we create the diatonic series of 7th chords. Okay, so let's break this down. We're singing in the key of C, as always, just because it's a nice easy one. We know that in the diatonic series we have our major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished root. So let's apply 7ths to those chords. So first things first, C major. Chord 1, C major. Boom! Let's make that into a 7th chord. So let's look at the notes that we can use and what we're having. So we know it's a C major chord. So we can go up the C major scale and find out what notes we use. So let's make the triad first. So the first note of C major is C, the third is E, the fifth is G, we know that. The 7th, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be a B. So we go C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay? And that gives us our major 7. Okay? There is an easier way of doing this. You can, rather than counting up, you can count down, because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more degree, and we're back on the root. So the easiest thing to do is just count down 1 semitone. Okay? So in the key of C, or in the C major, if we count down 1 semitone, our major 7 is B. Okay? So the next thing we need to do is go, is B in the C major scale? Well, of course it is. We've just proved that. So we know we can use C, E, G, and B, which makes a major 7 chord. C major 7. Lovely jubbly. Okay? And that's essentially how we make up 7 chords. So let's apply that to the next degree of our diatonic series, to D. So just to recap, we know that the notes in a D major chord are D, F sharp, and A. We know we cannot use F sharp because we're in the key of C, and F sharp does not appear in the key of C, so we have to flatten that to make F, which makes D minor. Okay? We apply that same idea to the 7th chord. So the major 7th of D, let's work it out. We can either count up, or we can count down 1, which is just easier. Okay, so the major 7th of D is C sharp. Is C sharp in the C major scale? No, I hear you shout. No, it is not, Tim. Don't be silly, that would sound awful. And you're right. Of course it doesn't. C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C sharp does not appear in that, so we can't use it. So we have to make it the available C that we have, which is C natural. So rather than having you have, oh no, sorry, you have this to this, okay, which makes D minor 7. Okay, so the actual formula for it is first flat third, fifth, flat seventh, okay, which gives us this chord, okay, or this chord. And we apply that right the way across our diatonic series. So you have, let's do that with E. So we know that the notes in E major are E, G sharp, and B. We can't have G sharp because that's not in the key of C, so we make that G natural, which gives us E minor. Move that on to the 7th. If we go down one semitone from E, that gives us D sharp. D sharp is not in the key of C, so we make it D. So we get the chord formula of E, G, B, and then D, which gives us or E minor 7. Okay. The formula for this follows the same formula that you have for the diatonic series. So whereas the diatonic series is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. The 7th, if we add 7th in, it just goes major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7, which we'll get onto in a second, minor 7, and then what we call minor 7 flat 5, or that's our diminished chord, and then our root. The diminished chord, by the way, we call it minor 7 flat 5. We are going to kind of cover this in the next couple of weeks, so don't worry too much about it for now, but just that's what we call it, the minor 7 flat 5. So, as I said with F, we know F works. F, A, C are our first, third, and fifth. If we go down one semitone from F, that gives us E. E is in the C major scale, so we get F major 7. Okay, up to that point, that's absolutely fine. That works a treat. So now we get chord 5. Okay, let's apply the same process. So we have note 1 of chord 5. So first of all, we know chord 5 in C is G. So let's make up our triad. G, B, D. That's 1, 3, and 5. Now, if we go to the 7th, the major 7th of G is F sharp, which we can't use. So that goes down to F. So what we get is a major chord with a minor 7th on the top. So it has a major bottom and a minor top. And it sounds like this. Okay? That's what we call the dominant 7 chord. Now there's going to be a whole video on this dominant 7 chord, so for this very short period of time from watching this video to watching the next, don't worry too much about it. Just take it as read that that's what it is and watch the next video and be enlightened about how wonderful dominant chords are. Cool. So that's basically it. That's how you make up 7th chords. That's how 7th chords work, okay? They are extended harmony of the stuff you already know. They're really good fun for playing about with. If you're composing, if you're writing bits of music, writing songs, writing ditties, try experimenting with these 7th chords. Like I was saying earlier, if you think about it like your spice rack, a 7th chord is just adding a bit of spice to something that might normally just sound kind of fairly standard. Watch the next video on dominance because the dominant chord is quite important. I will stress that in the next video quite heavily, I'm sure. And then the video after will go on to pivot chords, which is the other thing we're mentioning next week. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do ask on the Facebook wall or come and grab me in college, because it's very important that you get a good grasp of this stuff, because everything else we learn is based on all this knowledge, and you know, it'd be really good for you to get it off the bat. I hope it helps. As I say, any questions, give me a buzz. If not, thank you very much.